Hey everyone, it's Lori and welcome to my channel. I hope you are all doing well today. So today is a Sunday, October the 24th when I am filming. I do have quite a few videos ahead, which I am happy to have because, you know, as I've been telling you guys, work's going to get really crazy. So this morning I was sitting in the craft room after a pretty rough night last night, and I will share some details about that with you guys as we get to crafting, because this is just a craft with me, if you will. But yeah, so got up pretty early, and then I just started messing around a little bit with this. If some of you will remember, this is actually, if you could tell by the decorating I've already done, just like an envelope thing. See, there's a big pocket there, and it went all the way through. That I had placed an order with Jovi at Creating with Jovi, and she actually sent me my paper. She had made this envelope out of oversized book pages, it looks like, or they could have been regular book pages, I don't know, but super cute because she did the red stitching around it, and I absolutely fell in love with that. So I had made this into a journal, just using all kinds of just odd and end various papers and things like that. Well, I made two this size because I had two, and one smaller one, which I have, and the other big one like this I actually gifted it to Jovi, so I had sent it to her and she has it. So I was just sitting here, actually it was last night I think, excuse me, and just started messing around with it. And I had been, guys, kind of trying to get some of my Christmas stuff organized. So I have a basket here of just various Christmas stuff, some wrapping paper, and lots and lots of cards. I'm going to use lots and lots of cards, guys, because I have lots and lots of cards. So I have that one, and then I have this one, which has lots and lots of napkins in it, and I know that's awful close. And then all of these are, Christmas cards. I have those, 12 Ways to Sunday, guys. And then I have this bag full of cards. A lot of these, especially I think starting right here, I really want to use these in this journal because this is a journal that I'm going to keep for myself. And all of these were cards that I got last year, and I think most of them, let me just look and see, yeah, from Janet. So I am in Dorothy at Done by Dorothy's Facebook group, and in July of last year, not this past year, I think it was last year, yeah, we did a, or maybe it was, yeah, it wasn't this year, so it had to have been last year. We did a Christmas in July swap, and we all sent each other a Christmas card in July with some various things. So, and then this one really has nothing to do with Christmas, but a lady that I go to church with actually just sent me that out of the blue. Real sweet she is. Get off of that. Nala. No, ma'am. Sorry, guys. It's Sunday morning and we're still babysitting our grandpuppy, Princess Nala, and she is complete puppy and into everything. Oh my goodness. So anyway, she keeps trying to grab my fabrics. So most of these on top were gifts and not just things that I had bought. See, look at that. Isn't that cute? Florida Christmas in July, yeah, 2020. Falamingo. Isn't that cute? And this was from Deborah. So yes, it says flamingo animal spirit represents balance, joy, and happiness in life. Yeah, she's sending bright, sunny vibes from Fort Lauderdale. Isn't that awesome? So I thought I would use these in this journal for sure, this little stack here, because they were actually cards to me, whereas the majority of these other cards, guys, oh Lord, where did she go? She got quiet. Okay, she's right behind me, and she has one piece, and I will just let her have that piece of fabric. So yeah, I definitely, since this is going to be a journal for me, want to incorporate those in here. So what I did was, this right here was a card that my sister Ladybug had gifted me, and some stuff. And forgive me for the blare, guys. I felt like I needed that light because I have so many things stacked up here. It's blocking out some of my light back here. But yeah, so this was a Christmas card. Absolutely fell in love with this snowman. It says Happy Holidays, and then I put that there to cover that up. And then just used some of this ribbon here. I pulled the wire out of each side of it and just covered the spine with that. I thought it went really good with his scarf. So I did, let's flip back here to the back cover. So there was a pocket here and a pocket here, and I just took two. No ma'am, Nala. Here, there's your piece of fabric, mama. Oh, lovey-dovey. Go away. No ma'am. Go get your fabric. So I had cut down a card and actually covered this because, as you can see, it can be relatively thin. So we have two pockets here. So I thought, oh, well, let's get the glare off of it. There you go. So I thought that was really cute. So we did that. We have this oversized pocket here. I'm going to put something on the back and come over this. And probably over here too. And inside just a little bit and then fold it. Because you can see how that's starting to get slightly compromised. With all the folding that I've already done. So guys, in a, I don't remember if this was a thrift store haul or an estate sale haul, but I had gotten this and it came just like this and already had the P on it. I think I will cover up the P because, yeah, nothing that represents P. And look at that pretty fabric on the back, although it's going to be glued down because, and there's a pocket, if I didn't mention that. I'm going to put it here, so here's the pocket. And I love this card, by the way, so I'm thinking that this card will probably go into this pocket with that sticking out just a little bit like that. I think it's super cute. So this is open down here, and I've totally forgot to do it before I started filming, so I may pause you guys and go and sew that down. What color do I have in there? Black. Okay, I'll need to go ahead and change that out to either probably red. Nala, what are you doing, Mama? What are you doing? You don't need to get choked on anything, sweetheart. Huh? You want to say hey? Come here. You want to say hey? There she is. That's sweet, baby. Yeah, not so sweet, guys. Okay, down you go. She's got her little shirt on, her little hoodie. She's got my sweatshirt on. It's a little chilly this morning, but I love it. Well, it's afternoon now. It's about 12:30. So I need to change out that thread and close up that for a pocket. And then I thought we would glue that there. And then I was playing around with some of the cards because, like I told you guys, I wanted to use a lot of these cards. And this is yellow, and even though I'm going to be covering it up, I'm okay with that. I'm going to cover up the majority of it, not all of it. We could find something else to go down here. But I thought about putting a pocket here, even if we have to cut this side down a little bit, because I was thinking this yellow in the window from the light kind of went with what little bit's going to be poking out the back. So I picked that for that. And then I actually thought about this for this, but then I'm thinking perhaps I want to maybe collage it first in some type of Christmas paper, and then maybe put this on here as a pocket. We could cut that down a little bit and put it as a thumb hole. So yeah, I thought we would just chat, and I could bring you guys along when I, just playing in this. So this is just a craft with me. You guys do your thing if you want, and I'm going to do mine and chat and tell you guys all about, last night was pretty horrifying. But yeah, so I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go and change out my thread and get this sewed down. That way we can get going, because I really want to start from the front and work my way through the back, just leisurely working in this. We may not do something on every page, but I just thought this would be fun. And it's pretty thick. I mean, it's pretty big. Got lots of pages in it. So I thought this would be a great way for me to preserve, first of all the cards that were sent to me. A lot of them handmade with lots and lots of love by very, very special ladies out here in the crafting community that I met through Dorothy's Facebook group done by Dorothy. So definitely want to use those, since this is going to be a journal for me. Great way to preserve them and use up all these other tons and tons of cards that I have, because I guess they're kind of like a dime a dozen. It's like everybody can get those pretty cheap in big old packs at thrift stores and what have you, Goodwills. And last year, actually, a lot of these I had put in packs of vintage, because most of them are vintage, in my Etsy shop. And of course, they didn't sell, so I just took them out, and I'm going to use them. So there's that. Yeah, I'm going to put you guys on pause. Let me get this, yeah, what's it called? Sewed. There we go. Sewed. Sewed is the word, Lori. Sewed shut, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are back. Now, I want to show you guys something really quickly, only because, yeah, I kind of sort of forgot about it, or didn't think about it, and then I had to move it in order to get to my sewing machine, because I had it sitting in front of it. So, one day last week, my husband texted me at work, and he's like, hey, on the Facebook Market group, I ran by a couple of things. So, one was a 9-drawer, they are steel drawer, little thingy, and I'll show you that in a minute. And the other was this wooden tray. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, he ran by after work and picked these up for me. So I thought that was really nice. And then this, guys, is the, I'm going to try to raise you guys up. Y'all hold on. This is the 9-drawer. Isn't that awesome? Look at there. Yep, stainless steel drawers. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Yeah, very nice. So I just, yeah, wanted to share that with you guys real quick, because I had not done that yet. Okay, so let's maybe bring you down just a little bit. Okay, so we got this all sewn there. I think I want to actually come down to the bottom, or not, maybe almost to the bottom. Just want to try to, you know, give this some support here. So we're going to go ahead and grab the Fabri-Tac and get this Fabri-Tac'd up, if you will, so that we can get this down, and then we can go ahead and go. Oh Lord, have mercy, here she comes. Nope, that's poor Spencer. Spencer does not like Nala. Spencer doesn't want to play, baby. Spencer is old and doesn't like the playing, so he wants absolutely nothing to do with Nala at all. Right. Try to get this all the way around it, and then down through here. Just enough to hold it on there. Good. I think that will be enough to do it. So let's see. Maybe about there is good. Yeah, it's not coming through, so that will be perfect. Isn't that so pretty? That holly on that burlap. Yep. So I'm not sure who made it, when they made it, if it's vintage, you know what it is, but it is super cute. And again, we can find something to cover up the P with. Oh, I think I know. Let me leave the Fabri-Tac out. Let's make sure that's down. Make sure that glue's not seeping through there, so we can get our picture, because I really do like that picture. Like that poking out. No, Nala. No. Sorry, guys. 30-second dance party. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, you can't chew on wires. My gosh, y'all, she is going to be the death of me. Sorry about that notification. I should have turned those off. You turn that sound down, maybe. It's just a hot mess today, guys. A hot mess. Okay, so we got this down. Yeah, she was chewing on a wire over there, guys. Oh my goodness. She's driving me nuts. Okay, so I'm just going to roll back here and grab these. I think we may be able to find one of these that works, guys. So these are embroidery, Christmas embroidery pieces. I think I had maybe showed these last year. These all came from an estate sale. So this is one that someone started here with that green, but then didn't finish. This is one that is more finished, and I don't know how to finish it, so it won't get finished. It's going to be used just the way it is. So this looks like an angel to me. Got that one. Oh, look, we have this. Which way does it go? Yeah, it probably goes that way. Oh, this is pretty. Too big, though. These are all in broderies that someone done. Oh, that's kind of cute. And that may play off that yellow. Plus we have the holly. So, thinking right now I like that one, but we're going to audition, as Rachel would say. Oh, let's do this. Let's stick that there, so we kind of get a. Ooh, but the sleigh is cute, and it has yellow in it as well. So I'm so sorry, gold candy canes, but you're out. Okay. So I'm thinking right now this is our contender. No. Black bells, that must be unfinished. No. Cute little snowman, but no. Little Christmas tree. No. Okay, now we do have a couple of bells here. Regular candy cane. It's a big one, still on a big piece. No. Santa, no. Bell completely undone, just the outline. Alright guys, she's into something. I'm so sorry, let me put you on pause. Okay guys, sorry about that. She was having a fit up on the couch. I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit. Barking at Spencer, wanting to play, and Spencer was having none of it. Okay, and sorry about that. I had a text from work. Man, it's just something right now. It's Sunday the 24th when I'm filming. My husband's laying down and the kids are still at church, and I'm like, oh, prime time. Maybe not. Okay, sorry about that. But anyway, she was barking at Nala. Okay, guys. I mean, barking at Spencer, wanting to play. And Spencer, of course, you guys know he is pretty much blind, and he is old. And he's having nothing to do with her nonsense wanting to play. He is not of that age. He just wants to kick back. So I think I have decided on this. I think it'll look really cute and kind of bring out the yellows on this side. So we're going to use that. So let's get these back in here. I do have them doubled up in bags because I want to really protect these. So yeah, okay guys, so the events of last night. So now I'm just going to craft and just not talk you through what I'm doing because it's not a tutorial, it's just a craft with me. And I'll tell you guys what happened last night. And oops, look, I missed these. Oh look, there's a Christmas tree too, guys. Started it, somebody did. Oh, this side. Okay, how pretty. The peel show through. So, okay, I'm filming on Sunday the 24th, so this happened last night, October 23rd. I am filming ahead. So Veronica and her two kids and Stephanie, our other granddaughter, our oldest daughter's daughter, they all had camp this weekend, a camping trip with the Scouts, because they are all three in Scouts. And so they are not here, and my son usually, he does stay here through the week, but he works all the time, but is very rarely here, so we're going to cut that down. Very rarely here on the weekend, so he had not been home all weekend. So I have to say, for us, it was really nice to have the house to ourselves. We're going to cut that down. I'm going to bring it up some or cut it down some more. Yes, there will be some of me talking to myself. I think maybe that'll be good. So anyway, we had the house to ourselves. So anyway, today we had plans to get up, have some coffee, go to the Waffle House and have breakfast, and then ride up to the North Georgia mountains because we had saw a picture, my husband had saw a picture on Facebook that someone posted, and the leaves have already started changing to the prettiest yellow and orange colors you have ever saw. So since I was off, we decided to do that. That was the original plan anyway. As you can see right now, I'm crafting and not in the mountains. So yeah, that was our original plan, was to ride up there and do that this morning. So last night, right, nobody's been here all weekend but us, and we're sitting in the living room, the family room, and we saw lights through the window, and it's like it pulled in the driveway, stopped for a minute, and immediately backed out. My husband even got up and flipped the front porch light on and walked on the front porch, and it did, was pulling out, leaving. Didn't pay attention to what kind of car it was, because at first we thought it was somebody dropping Brandon off. And but then there was no Brandon. So hey, we just figured that someone needed to turn around and just used our driveway to turn around, which, guys, it's me. It may not be you. If so, that's fine. If you're offended by what I'm fixing to say, oh well. But I personally, if I miss my spot or I need to turn around, I do not do it in someone's driveway. I personally just think that's disrespectful. So I will find the next road, crossroad, what have you, subdivision with a cul-de-sac, which means that, you stay in the roadway the whole time. That's just what I do. So whatever. So yeah, we just figured it was someone that needed to turn around, so we didn't think much of it. And then we had thought, which, we were engulfed in conversation and watching TV and talking about, the show we were watching, so we weren't paying too awful much attention. And I think we saw lights again, and again they left, so we didn't really think anything. And then my husband, so sometimes in my craft room I have a, because I don't hear well, guys, I have the hearing loss from being abused as a child, so I don't hear well. So in my craft room I like to sit in here and craft and watch my friends' videos. So I do have a Bluetooth speaker that I will connect so that I can hear it better. And I did still have it connected, but he kept saying, and this was probably over the period of like a good 30 minutes at least, that he kept hearing something buzz. And I'm like, well, I turned my Bluetooth off so it's not on, because sometimes if I leave it on and I'm not thinking and I take my phone to the family room to sit and watch TV, if I come across a video, it'll come on, and of course he can hear it playing in here, but I cannot. So at first, I thought maybe that was it, but then I turned the Bluetooth completely off and he was still hearing it. And I'm like, well, I don't hear it, so I don't know what's going on, but, so we even got up at one point and took some couch cushions, some of the sofa cushions off of the sofa, looking, because he kept saying it sounded to him like a cell phone buzzing, like somebody had it on vibrate and it was ringing. So we took all the couch cushions off, and I did find a Cheeto in the couch, guys. That grandson of ours, I know it's his Cheeto. We kept it. We're going to give it to him today when they get home. Funny, I know. But we're going to ask him if he lost something. Cute. Yeah, that's going to be cute. Let's straighten this right here up. That looks a little weird. Yeah, so all we found was a Cheeto and no buzzing phone. Can we use that? Lori, don't do it. Okay, trash. That's cute too. So yeah, so we took some couch cushions off the couch, and all we found was a Cheeto and no buzzing cell phone, which we couldn't, think of whose cell phone could have been in the couch anyway. So yeah, no cell phone. So then, a few minutes later, whatever, a while later, my husband gets up, goes through the master bedroom to the master bath, to potty, and he came back into the living room, and he's like, there's a car in the driveway. And I'm like, well, what do you mean there's a car in the driveway? He's like, yeah, and they're hossing up the motor. I'm like, what? And he flips the light on to the front porch, and I picked up my cell phone and walked to the master bedroom where I keep that feels like it's coming through there. Oh, maybe it will be okay, or maybe it was just coming out the side. Okay, let me concentrate and get this down. So I went into the master bedroom and just, stood there kind of looking out the window, but on the other side of the bed from where the window was, and they were sitting there with their parking lights on. And I'm like, well, that's really strange and weird. Okay, that's cute. Make sure that Fabri-Tac's not going through. Okay, that's cute. I like that. So I'm like, okay, well, that's strange. And we just sat there and stood there and stood there and stood there. I know it probably wasn't that long, but it felt like forever. And I'm like, well, this is ridiculous. I mean, why are they not coming to the door, And then I got to thinking, well, maybe it's Brandon. He's sitting out there, talking with someone. So I said, well, let me text him. So I sent Brandon a text, who's my son. And I'm like, hey, are you expecting anyone? And he's like, no. And I'm like, okay. And then he texts back. He's like, I'm at Angela's, which is our oldest daughter, babysitting Jaden for her while she works, because Jaden is, of course, our grandson. I think we're going to collage on this or put something on the back. Is our grandson, who's 12, who has autism. And he had started going over there because my daughter works at Angela works at an assisted living facility, and she has to work the weekends. And so because of his autism, it's kind of hard to find someone who is trained. Yeah, that'll be a good pocket there, and we could just get some collaging done around it. That's cute. Who is trained to actually watch him with his autism. Plus, he is happiest when he's at home. And he says that's because that's where his family is. And not only is he talking about his mom and his sister, but he's also talking about his toys. His toys are his family. And, okay, let me grab something maybe to think about collaging with. Let's see what we have here. Just going to grab, maybe not that one. Maybe. What about these pieces? I have these pieces here. Some of these may work. Yeah, so he says, no, I'm at Angela's. I've started coming over here. That's going to be cute up under it, maybe at the top. And these are just scraps, guys, and these are actually gift bags. My sister finds these really cheap and cuts them up and uses the images and does different things with them, and then she brings me the pieces that are left. This is cute, too. Let's see. What about this one, though? Where's that one? I think that one. Yeah, so she gifted these to me. So there you go, guys. Free things to collage with. Free. So yeah, he's like, I'm at Angela's. I've started coming over here on the weekends to babysit for her, to help her out with Jaden. We're going to need something right there too, right? No, let's see. That goes here. And then this one goes there. This goes here. We'll have a small spot there. So let's grab something small. So yeah, he had started going over there to help her. He's like, I'm not even at home. And I'm like, okay, so this is really, really strange. Because, guys, I'm not going to lie. I am a very, very private person. And we have some solid red that may work. I'm a very private person, and my home is of course, my sanctuary. And so the way I've always been, I just my home is my safe place, and it has been that way ever since I was 16 and moved out. I had my son really young, so I was a mother. I was actually a mother at 15, and moved out caring for myself and my son. And of course, you guys, well, my father was already deceased, but still, you know, there were issues. So yeah, I had moved out at 16 and was a mother supporting and taking care of my son. And had all, you know, at that point, my home actually truly became my safe place, because it was it was my home, and there was no one there to hurt me per se. So yeah, my home has always been my safe place and my sanctuary. And so no one comes to my house unannounced. My friends know, my family doesn't even just drop by, and that is just who I am. And that is crooked as all get out there. So let's see about evening this up, and then evening this side up. Let's see about there. Mo better. Okay. So yeah, I knew it was not somebody who was just going to drop by, because if it was somebody I know, they would certainly get an earful for just dropping by unannounced. Okay, so we need to cut a little bit off. So yeah, it kind of startled me a little bit, I guess you would say. So I simply took my cell phone and dialed 911 and said, hey, you know, there's a strange vehicle in my yard. We don't know who it is. You know, can you guys just get an officer to come by? Sure, no problem. We'll get somebody out. Okay, great. So we hung up with them. So we stood there just watching, my husband and I. And mind you, they didn't leave when we turned the front porch light on. And so we just kept watching. And the next thing I knew, guys, I saw a man right in my front yard. I didn't see him get out of the vehicle, so I don't know at what point I looked away and wasn't paying attention to that. But yeah, the next thing I knew, I saw him, you know, over to the right in my yard, pretty close to my front porch. I had no idea if he was coming on my front porch or what was going on. So I called 911, went back, and I'm like, guys, you know, he's like headed toward, you know, right in our front yard. Can you please get the police to hurry? So at that point, my husband actually had to go downstairs, guys, to the basement. I know, but anyway, so I do own a firearm, a pistol, a gun, and I've had it since I was a single mom for 12 years for protection for us. However, in saying that, since I met my husband 20 years ago, really haven't felt a need for it. So when we bought our home here, we bought it here in 2006. Ah, man, I cut it way too short. But you know what, guys? That's going to be okay. Maybe we could just bring these this way. Or this way. It'll still be okay. It's just for me. Maybe we can ink that or something on that paper. I think will be good. So anyway, we bought our house in 2006, and it was just, the firearm was kept tucked away. We had no use for it, really. And then we, in 2009, oh, I'm so sorry, this is work. in 2009, when we found out Angela was pregnant and going to have our first grandchild, of course it gets you to thinking about many of things. So we at that time decided to lock the firearm up. So my husband has a Stanley, one of the really big toolboxes that locks. So he has one of those. So we had a Brinks lockbox for the firearm, and we had that. So what we did was put the firearm in the Brinks lockbox, locked it. It comes with a key, and then locked it in the Stanley toolbox, the big red one, because it locks. So it's double locked. Didn't want to take any chances of, forgetting about that firearm, and which at the time we felt really safe too. So, but didn't want to take a chance of forgetting about that firearm somewhere and him getting a hold of it when he got bigger. And then of course more grandbabies came, and more grandbabies came, and 4 grandbabies. And to be honest with you guys, I never really even thought about that firearm being locked up down there. So he goes to the basement, gets the firearm, while I'm on the phone with 911 the second time, because he was acting crazy in the yard. A guy was. It was a white male. Very scary. Well, our lawnmower broke, so about 2 weeks ago my husband had hooked up our utility trailer and went to his brother's house and borrowed his lawnmower, brought it over here, cut our grass, then took it back. And whenever he got back, because his truck is so big and we have a chain link fence in our backyard because of the pool, my husband actually unhooks the utility trailer up here, and then goes and gets our four-wheeler to actually pull it through the gate, because the truck will fit, but it's just a lot easier to do it with that, to pull it around back. Well, he had never done that, and so it was still in our front yard, and he does keep a lock on it. Let's see, yeah, we want it this way. No, I think this way, because that's a little bit stronger there. So he does keep a lock on the tongue of it, and that is to prevent anyone from stealing it. I'm going to put you guys on hold. I think the babies just got home. Okay guys, sorry about that. I think they got in. It's just so much of a commotion when they come in sometimes. So my husband went downstairs and got the firearm from the basement, and came back upstairs. So mind you, all of our doors are still locked. I'm still looking through the window out of the, away from it, but in the master bedroom. Let that dry before we try to put that pocket on there. We can't go ahead and do our thumb hole though. Looking through the window, and so my husband's standing in front of the door with the firearm. Okay, we'll go ahead and glue that down. And then all of a sudden we see this guy go he had a light, like a flashlight, and went over to the tongue of the trailer. Well, my husband keeps a lock on it, and the purpose of that is to keep anyone from stealing it, because you can't hook it up to anything with that lock on there. So the guy sees the lock on there, and y'all, he goes crazy, throwing up his arms, wailing his arms, kicking his feet, and that of course scared me so bad. So I picked up the phone, because of course the law was still not there, and called 911 again, and I'm like, look, he is now trying to steal our utility trailer that is parked in our front yard. Can you guys please hurry? So now this is the 3rd time I have called them. They're like, yes ma'am, they're on their way, da 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 da. So we got off the phone, and when you're waiting on the police, or because I have the utmost respect for police, and I'll tell you why in just a moment, or one of the reasons why, or an ambulance. It just seems like it takes forever. Okay, so there's a cute pocket, so we can put something in there. So they're like, okay, you know, ma'am, I assure you they're on the way. I'm like, okay. So it was just a few minutes after that that they started backing out, leaving. And I'm like, oh, they're going to get away. You know, I can't believe this. They're going to come back and do it. You know, what kind of horrible feeling that's going to be, thinking and knowing that this person could come back, because you could tell by the way they were acting and throwing their arms and slinging their arms around, and I mean just crazy behavior, guys, that we were seeing outside the window, that they were, you know, high on some kind of drugs, and those people are unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen, and that's why my husband grabbed the firearm and stood inside our family room in front of the doorway, you know, just in case he came to the door, and if that door had been compromised, my husband was prepared to shoot, to protect me and himself. Thank God the kids weren't here. I would have been even more horrified at those events. So anyway, so they pulled out, and about the time they started backing up to pull out, my husband walked on the front porch, and so did I, following him. He had, you know, put the gun down, but walked outside on the front porch, and as soon as they got out, backing out, we saw a car, you know, come from the opposite direction and was now behind them. And when it passed by, we couldn't tell what it was, but when you saw the tail lights, it looked exactly like our local police's tail lights. So I called 911 back to let them know that they were leaving, you know, that they had just left, and that it looked like, but I wasn't positive, that an officer just passed our house and you know, is now behind them. And so she said, oh, why is that not going in there? She said she would relay the information to the officers and everything. So, you know, we thought, you know, okay, that's going to be that. You know, they've gotten away with it. So my husband went to his truck and got our spotlight out and started, you know, looking around in the yard. Well, on the other side of the driveway, I had this clay pot, and he had picked it up from that side and brought it in our front yard and smashed it and broke it, smashed it into the ground. We saw a blue cigarette lighter laying in our grass, a pack of Newport cigarettes laying in our yard. He had ripped down a small limb, branch, whatever, really small though, but he had ripped it down from our crepe myrtle river birch trees in our front yard. And we were just looking, you know, at the utility trailer or whatever. Then I happened to turn on my light from my cell phone and started walking up the driveway. Let's see, what do I want to do on this page? Yeah, I started walking up the driveway and just happened to glance up down the road in the direction that the car went in, and I faintly saw blue lights, and I'm like, oh, that must have been the cop. I bet they've lit them up. So anyway, we were just hanging out outside for a bit, just, you know, looking at, oh man, I just dropped everything. So these are a few pockets and things, guys, that I had. Okay, so those are too big for those, but we could definitely use these pockets in here, so I'll leave them out so that I don't forget about them. It looks like some's been embellished and some has, oh, there's a pocket. Oh, I bet that'll fit. Look at that, guys. Oh, perfecto. So we'll put that on there, and we're going to get these out so that we don't forget about them. And then these can go back in there. So yeah, I had saw the lights. So then, while we were still inside, Veronica had texted us and said, hey, are you guys okay? What's going on? Molly is on her way. Now, guys, Molly is, I consider her my goddaughter. She is Veronica, my youngest daughter's really, really good friend. And, guys, they have been friends since they were like 4 and 5 years old, because they met in pre-K. And they're 30. Molly will be 31. Her birthday is on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, not Christmas Eve. Christmas Day. And so she will be 30, and her and Veronica are like besties. They don't get to get together. Okay, so that's open, so let's close that up. Very often, because Molly is a Jackson County Sheriff's deputy. So Molly had immediately, when she heard the address, when the call come out, and she heard the address, she's like, oh, these are my peeps. So she immediately headed this way. And so on her way here, she called Veronica and said, hey, are you at home? And, of course, Veronica's like, no, we're in Gainesville at the, camping out for scouts. And she told Veronica a little bit about that a call came in. So Veronica's like, well, call Mom because she's at home. She should be at home. And because this was all like at 9:30, 10ish, between 9 and, yeah. So the thing with the buzzing was like 8:30 or so, and yeah, it played on for a while because as best we could figure, they were out there a good 30 minutes before we knew he was out there. God only knows what he was doing, but yeah, we could suit this up with some good colors too. Do we want to put anything behind that? I think I'm okay with it the way that it is. So we're going to go ahead and glue this all the way down. So yeah, evidently she had tried to call, and I didn't see that she tried to call. I must have been on the phone with 911 because that's the only person I got on the phone with. So of course it was quite a few minutes that I saw the lights. So I told my husband, I said, okay, so you stay here. I'm going to get in my car and drive down there and see what the lights are and see if they got him. So I hopped in my car and rode down there, and sure enough, at the very, very end of our road, which we're only like 10 houses down, but the houses are spaced a little bit about because our house is here all by itself in the pasture. Well, what used to be a pasture. So yeah, I couldn't really tell at first, but then I was able to tell, and at that time I didn't know that Molly was coming to the scene. Well, come to find out, the car that had passed our house and was behind him when he pulled out was indeed an officer, and it was Molly. So Molly is the arresting officer, and she's the one who lit him up. And come to find out, he also had a warrant out of Jackson County, so they were taking him to jail on that warrant anyway, and they got some more charges on him for criminal trespass. I'm not going to mention his name, guys. I do know his name. I found that out on the website, but yeah, because that's all public record and what all he was charged with. But it was like criminal trespass and all that, and it's like, well, that's nothing. He's probably already out now, to be honest with you. I could check and see. And he only lives like 0.9 miles down the road on the left in a subdivision. I'm like, oh no, now we have to deal with him living right down the road after guys, I was so scared. I was trembling when it was all over, and we were on the porch, and I hugged my husband. I was just shaking and trembling. He's like, it's okay, stop shaking, we're good. I'm like, no, it's not good, because this is my home, this is my safe place, and that has now been compromised. It's the worst feeling in the world. So still a little bit uneasy today. So in a nutshell, Molly did call me from the jail to get some more information from me, and I'm so glad it was her, although in hindsight I feel a bit guilty that my 911 call could have potentially put her life at risk, because I admire her for the job that she does, but it's scary when it's, pretty much your family member. She's such a good girl, a sweet girl. She always has been. Yeah, good people. So, admire police officers very much. But also comforting that, she ran to the rescue as fast as she could as soon as she heard that it was our address. So that made me feel good too, knowing that she is out there and will just come running to protect us if we need her. So that's a good feeling. So yeah, so I wrote out this statement. So she came here and took some pictures of the pot and stuff, because I'm like, I want him arrested for my pot. Not that the pot means anything, guys. It may have been $20, because she asked me. She's like, okay, what? She's like, okay, you know, we can take care of that. What's the value of the pot? And I'm like, we might have to cut that off a little bit. Nope, that's good. I'm like, maybe $20, but I doubt it. She's like, okay, I'll put down $20. And I kind of chuckled, and I'm like, it's not the $20. I could honestly care less about the pot. It's the fact that this person was in my personal space, and, you know, now a place that's supposed to be my safe place is, I'm very uneasy. So we did, of course, start looking into security cameras, guys, and things that we shouldn't have to, but anyway. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I have rambled on and paused enough. We're already at 50 minutes. It's going to take this video probably, you know, 12 ways to Sunday to, excuse me, download, and I'm not even sure what day it's going to post. But yeah, it's Sunday. I wanted to craft, get my mind off of crap. Go ahead and share with you guys what all went on last night and what transpired, and yeah, and I'm sure we'll talk more about it in other videos, because yeah, it's fresh and new and unsettling, and you know, all that junk. I think we'll reinforce that next time, because I keep messing with it. I'm going to keep on and break it. So you guys stay safe. Thank you all so much for your love and support. I really do appreciate it. I love you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.